What is good, Collab people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam, kicking everybody out the Bob gang because y'all some losers, I swear to God. No, I'm kidding. But in today's video, in related news, we're gonna be talking about Lil Uzi Vert and Future potentially kicking out TM88 from producing any of the songs on the collab tape that has been teased for so long, for months at this point. I don't even know if it's gonna drop, but if it does, we just know that TM88 might not be on this song. And if you guys don't know who TM88 is, we'll get into that after the intro. So without further ado, TM88 possibly kicked off the Uzi Future collab tape. Let's talk about it. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm just gonna give y'all a little summary on who TM88 is, and he actually tells a little bit of his story within the tweets that we're gonna go over about him getting kicked off of the Uzi Future collab tape. But if you don't know who TM88 is, he has hella hits within the hip-hop industry, most notably of Uzi's EXO Tour Life, which is most definitely Uzi's most popular song ever, and why he blew up to the mainstream. I'm not talking about like mainstream where like all hip-hop is listening to him. I know he was getting listened to by all the major outlets before that, but EXO Tour Life took him to the point where like all the white girls at Rolling Loud are listening to him like daily, you know what I'm saying? All the girls on TikTok were twerking to that shit back in the day before TikTok was even an app. They were like TikTok time bombs trying to get smashed by every single color of Uzi's dreads back in the day. But enough of that. To get into the actual story, because of TM88's relationship with Uzi throughout all of the years, I mean, having the most popular hit by all of the Uzi fans ever, you would think that Uzi would want to work with TM88 like every single song, because if the formula ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep hitting that thing, because in social media, when you have something that works, you just keep hammering it down until it stops working, you know what I'm saying? And with such a prominent hit on Love Is Rage 2, Uzi's previous album in 2017, you would have thought that TM88 would also have a prominent amount of production on Eternal, A Take, and Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World 2. However, Uzi actually turned over to the Working on Dying producer collective for most of his spacey hits, but regardless, P2, which was the second part of EXO Tour Life, was also produced by TM88 without him doing any work because it was the same beat. So he cashed out on that end, but it seems like TM88 was a little bit upset over the EXO Tour Life single in particular as well. For if we get into the tweets now, essentially, fans were asking about TM88's involvement on Uzi's upcoming work, because apparently they have hella unreleased songs and even an unreleased collab tape that is probably never coming out, but they still have it. Maybe they'll pull out songs from there for future Uzi albums or projects and whatnot. But anyway, a fan asked TM88 on Twitter saying, "You gonna be on the future Uzi tape?" And TM88 responds, quote tweeting it saying, "I don't know, they already took me off one song, lol." So already showing his doubt that he'll actually make it onto the collab tape, because maybe the production just doesn't fit, or maybe Uzi and TM88's relationship isn't as strong as it once was during the EXO Tour Life reign. But as we'll find, a lot of the TM88 fans are going to be pissed because they think that Uzi should have some sort of loyalty towards TM88 for providing him with such a big hit of EXO Tour Life, because as we know in hip hop, the beat is, you know, more than 50% of the song. I mean, if the song is a terrible beat, it's not going to be a hit. That's just a fact. However, you can have trash rapping over a fire beat, Lil Pump, and still have a hit song. Why do you think EDM is a genre? But anyway, they continue, the same fans saying, "They tripping for real, you helped make EXO Tour Life and Coding crazy. I can't imagine if all three of you were on a track together." And then TM88 responds, "Nah, I think the parts I added was too lit for the song." But I think this fan highlighted a very valid point in that Coding Crazy, aside from EXO Tour Life with Uzi, because we've already hammered that point down, but Coding Crazy is also one of Future's very popular songs and most popular songs from the DS2 era, which is arguably when Future like blew up to the mainstream with all of his hit songs. So you would think that again, Future and Uzi would also be loyal to TM88 because of all the hits that he's provided them. Even though Uzi fans and I myself arguably would say that, you know, Uzi could probably rap on some YouTube type beat producers beats and still make some flames. But continuing on to the next tweet, one of TM88's producer friends says 7 times platinum, and TM TM88 congratulates him saying, "Welcome to the club," wherein he's obviously referring to EXO Tour Life, which is over 7 times platinum. So it could be kind of throwing shade at the situation of, you know, being kicked off of the Uzi Future collab tape that we've been talking about throughout the whole video. And again, asking for some loyalty. And then another fan asked, "So you confirm there is a Future Uzi tape?" Because, you know, we've been sitting here waiting for months. I mean, we got Over Your Head and Patek, but like, where is the Future Uzi tape? We've seen music videos, or I guess teaser videos. I don't know what you would call them. They're like little skits that a laundry shop, they were like trying to wash all their money because Future would be selling too many drugs, so he got to spend that crack money somehow, you know what I'm saying? So why not spend it on a teaser video, all the while literally cleaning his money? But TM88 responds to this fan asking about the Uzi Future tape actually existing, saying, "Man, I don't know, it's not my project." So again, he's just really not that involved in the project, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's looking like Uzi and Future might have a lot of Wheezy production, because the music video snippet with Uzi and Future's verse that just surfaced yesterday, people were claiming it had a Wheezy tag. So I would only assume that TM88, he might have some songs on the Uzi Future tape, but it'll be the type of situation where he kind of is lucky if this song earns a placement on the tape, not necessarily where he's in the studio every day like helping them mix shit and, you know, pick the songs and the track list and add little sounds within each song to make it even more crisp. In the last tweet within this situation of like somewhat beefing with Uzi and Future for not letting him on the tape or getting that involved, a fan says, "As someone already pointed out, it's weird that despite you producing 2 of their biggest hits of their careers that they leave you off." And then TM88 responds with a cool head. Like, again, I know I just said they're kind of beefing, but they're not really, because TM88 alleviates the situation, saying, "Old stats are cool, but they don't matter to artists. I've learned to keep working. Once I got one of the biggest songs of the decade and got no accolades, it changed me." Obviously referring to EXO Tour Life once again, where he didn't get much of the credit at all. I mean, we Uzi fans know TM88 produced it, but other than that, it's not like TM88's like as big as Metro Boomin, where like literally everybody, even if you don't even know what Metro Boomin looks like, you've heard his tag. Or even like Jetson made another one, or any of these other producers who have like super famous tags. And I think that's TM88's issue here. It's not necessarily, you know, Uzi and Future's problem with having an ego like a lot of fans are claiming. I mean, if the song that they make with TM88 is fire, then they'll put it on the tape, but it's not like they're just gonna go out of their way and be like, "You know what, TM88, we've made hits in the past, I'm gonna put one of your beats on this tape." Because honestly, a lot of people already saying that Uzi and Future flopped with the 2 singles. I mean, the 2 singles didn't even hit the Hot 100 Billboard, so they really need to bring the heat on the collab tape. They can't take any more risks and let loyalty ruin the sales of the tape and their reputations. Uzi and Future ultimately need to look out for themselves firstly and foremost. I mean, same with everyone. You gotta look out for yourself first, and then you can worry about helping out your friends and other people. But if Uzi and Future flop on this tape, that might be a huge detriment to their career, and then they afterwards, if they still work with TM88, won't be able to help his career ever again. They've got to be hot to be able to make his production get a hell of money and placements, you know what I'm saying? And when TM88 said old stats are cool but they don't matter to artists, in which fans believe that he was throwing shade at Uzi, I don't necessarily think he was doing that. He was just saying that when major artists receive accolades or accomplishments, like say 1 billion streams like Drake or something like that, they only get hungrier for the next accolade. But when they hit 1 billion again, it's almost like I should have already gotten that easy because that's like what level I'm at currently. And the same thing goes for Uzi. Every time he goes platinum, that's just regular shit. But to end the video on a higher note, because a lot of fans thought that TM88 and Uzi were on bad terms, TM88 actually responded to a fan asking, "So are you and Uzi still cool?" Because that is the question that is bargained after this whole situation of being kicked off the Uzi Future collab tape. And I was wondering as well, but he said, hell yeah. So Uzi and TM88 are still cool. He just may not be as involved on this tape specifically because maybe Wheezy or one of Future's more prominent producers are taking over. Because it seems like Future is actually doing most of the promotion of the tape rather than Uzi. I don't even think Uzi promotes his own tapes like that. Plus Uzi's probably going to be carrying most of the promotion in the sense of like fan hype, because Uzi by himself sells more than Future. So it's almost like Future is getting Uzi as a big feature to increase his sales, if that makes any sense. Like Uzi don't need nobody to get them high sales or platinum records, whereas Future needs a little more help in this point of his career because Uzi's past his prime, in my opinion at least. I know some of y'all are gonna be hating, but all in all, TM88 and Uzi are cool. He just might not be on the tape, so it's not as hostile of a situation as we previously thought. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, signing every producer that's kicked off the Uzi Future collab tape, because obviously that collab tape ain't dropping anyway, so I'm gonna be copping all the hits and outsell Uzi and Future first week sales. Let me know in the comments what y'all think of the situation. Do you think Uzi and Future are getting ego and not loyal to TM88, or do you think that's just business like I do? Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, as well as to follow me on all my socials in the description and join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, credit people. Know what I'm saying?